Oh man, it's been months since my last Steven Seagal review. I'm gonna have to hop off the turnip truck and get back to work. Welcome back to Steven Seagal Reviews. Steven Seagal 3. Ralph the Movie Maker reviews Steven Seagal 3. Here's the plot description for A Dangerous Man, starring Stephen Frederick Seagal. Stephen Frederick Seagal is his full name. I don't know if you knew that. His full name is Stephen Frederick Seagal. That is pretty fucking lame. Ex-soldier Shane Daniels is angry. He just spent 6 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit and lost his wife during the stretch. Then things get even worse as Shane gets involved in a shootout with the Chinese mob. He's certainly up for the fight. I'm sorry you lost your wife in the stretch, Stephen Frederick Seagal. I also found this plot description online. Ready? I don't like to start a fight unless I finish it.
I don't like to start a fight unless I finish it, and
That's it. He doesn't like to start a fight unless he finishes it. Isn't a Steven Seagal movie an easy target? Here's the thing. I don't like to start a fight unless I finish it.
I get it.
This movie is written and directed by Keone Waxman. If you've seen my other Steven Seagal reviews, you will know him as the director and writer of Cartels and A Good Man. The first time Steven Seagal and Keone Waxman were the director-star combo was this movie, The Keeper. That's actually the first movie they made together, and I've seen that film.
Motherfucker, I thought I knew you.
It is incredibly boring.
Yeah, back in the day, that's right.
There's part of this montage sequence where Steven Seagal just keeps taking pills.
Somebody pull a knife on me, I kill him. But then I got another rule. I don't kill children. All right, yeah, thank you, sir.
Most of the time, I could not understand what he was saying. He speaks too low. Just turn up the volume, dude.
Well, neither am I.
A Dangerous Man is the second movie they made together, and while I thought it was a terrible movie, I thought it was a bit more entertaining than The Keeper. The story itself, while it isn't anything special, it's more just kind of bland than it is anything terrible. It has a few of those classic Steven Seagal moments where he says something stupid. There are long stretches where Steven Seagal is not in it, and they focus on side characters, most likely because he did not want to film more scenes.
That really doesn't explain to me how you ended up in a trunk next to a bag of cash.
He is one of the worst, if not the worst actor of all time.
Well, I'm very familiar. Very familiar.
I found an interview online because I was going through a Steven Seagal fan forum. Yes, those do exist. Going through it, very puzzled, but I found this interview he did with a magazine. And I'm going to read the interview to you now. I'm going to read the questions from the interviewer and the answers. And some of Steven Seagal's answers are very weird. Of all your films, what sets A Dangerous Man apart? We had great fighters and pretty good Chinese stuntmen. How do you prepare for the film? It's different with every film. The preparation is going to depend on what you're doing in it. We had some trouble though with the camera crew, because in some scenes I would kick some guy so fast he would go flying across the room and the camera would miss it. They weren't used to that action. In the movie you tell some bad guys that you're going to have to fuck them up ugly.
So let me go. Just let me go on by. Or I'll fuck you up ugly.
Let me put it this way. I am a warrior. If you have a choice, it's always great to walk away. But if I don't have a choice and someone crosses the line, it gets ugly. Picture of him with a dog there. Do you have a favorite movie from your vast body of work? You'd think he would say Under Siege. I really like Fire Down Below.
Did this whole thing with Russian collusion, I think it's all fantasy. But anything to win this battle where their agenda triumphs.
The opening of the film was very strange, even from just the opening shot. They do this strange kind of motion effect as this girl is walking down the street. This girl is supposed to be Steven Seagal's wife, I think, who he lost in the stretch. She calls Steven Seagal, and Steven Seagal like whispers, "I'll be right over," or whatever. And then she gets robbed.
I'm the fucking
bitch! Now!
And Steven Seagal just runs to her.
Shane?
Then there's a flash forward and you see a guy dead, and Steven Frederick Seagal is brought in for questioning. And it's the same cliche dialogue you've heard a million times.
Shit. We checked your past. You are special forces.
There's a really bad body double for Steven Seagal that clearly isn't him. Cutting to this shot of Steven Seagal, which is right after. The lighting is completely different and there's no rain. He isn't even wet at all. Then in the following shot, they cut to a close-up of the letter he's reading from his wife or something. And there's rain again and it's all wet. And I guess the guard tells him, hey, stop standing out there in the rain. Charges against him were false. He's only let out because of new DNA evidence that was uncovered.
With the help of Project Innocence.
They panned over to that guy. You never see that guy again. And did you notice the Steven Seagal body double in the middle there?
Your Honor, I gave 14 years of my life to the military. 6 years hard time in a federal penitentiary. I don't know why you people think that money can replace a life. I don't believe that money can buy back my name, my reputation, my wife, my family, and all that I lost.
He wasn't even passionate about that. You can't get him to act in any situation.
Your mama won't recognize you in your coffin.
Talking about my mama? Hand it over, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. He notices there's a security camera, so he goes back in the store to get the tape. And the kid takes out a shotgun for some reason, and he's like, put it away, boy.
Put that shit away, boy, before somebody gets hurt.
Awful scene. He goes back outside, and there's a guy there with a knife. So he destroyed his last car by kicking that guy onto the windshield, and just took this car instead. The steering wheel just looks too small for him. He looks too big for the car. It doesn't look like he's really moving. Steven Seagal just pulled off to the side of the road. He looks up at the sky and he sees thunder and lightning to represent nothing. Drinking straight bourbon. And the guys who needed to take a leak
I gotta take a squirt.
just happened to pull off to the side of the road near Steven Seagal. And it just so happens that a gang of mobsters carrying a bag of money is pulled over, and they have to kill this police officer. So the guys who pulled over to take a piss and Mr. Frederick Seagal just so happened to see it. It just so happens all three of these things are going on at the same time. He just pulls them over in a parking lot, and he's looking through the back of their trunk, and he finds the money, and they just charge at him and start beating him up. They shoot at them with fucking AKs. I guess there's no one else around. The guy who needed to take a leak runs off like an idiot and he's killed. Steven Frederick Seagal is off to the side somewhere and he like lights this car on fire and it blows up. Then Steven Seagal just sneaks up behind them. They do a lot to spice it up in editing by adding these over-the-top sound effects. This guy just comes out in the open like an idiot.
Whoa, hey.
Take it easy, I'm the good guy. You're just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Man, shitload of cash in here. Did you know that? Holy fuck. There's a body in here, man. Get the car started now.
There's a body in here, man.
She dead?
No.
She tells him what happened with her uncle, that they were trying to bring him in from China. So they went through this drug smuggler guy named Chen, and Chen is a bad guy. So when she went to go make a deal with him, she brought some of her friends, and Chen kills them, and they take her to be held for ransom for when the uncle comes in from China. And they know the uncle is going to pay this ransom.
I already told you it's not my money. What are you, deaf?
I want you to shut the fuck up. I want you to pay attention and understand one thing. If I'm gonna try to save you, and if I'm gonna try to help you, you need to talk to me. You need to listen to what I say, when I say, how I say. And if you don't, I will leave you here to get eaten by the fucking jackals who are coming soon. Okay?
He's breathing in the middle of his lines.
Okay. Okay.
Fuck.
So this is a transponder, which means people are probably closing in on us real quick, you know?
He seems like this is really urgent, right? He's really panicking right now. People closing in on us real quick, you know? He finds a transponder just right there. He finds it in like 2 seconds. Like, they didn't even hide it that well. There's an obvious body double at this part. Steven Seagal needs a body double for this shot because they are going upstairs.
My family's gone.
I see that in your eyes.
This scene is only in there because they want to show how cool Steven Seagal is with Russians. He even speaks Russian and drinks vodka in the scene. As really generic music plays. And he's about to kill her, but she's still smiling. All these gangs start breaking into the Russian's house at the same time.
It's me! Alright, come on, let's go this way.
But Shane
He
is...
can take care of himself, okay, let's go.
Oh, she's so worried about Steven Seagal. There's a shot of the uncle they just reused from earlier in the movie. This movie is so cheap. So she gets shot, and Steven Seagal is treating her wounds. And he's like, grab me something off one of those soldiers. Quickly! Quickly!
Sergey, give me a shirt and a coat from one of those dead guys right away. Quickly!
They ran out of ammo, so now they have to fight with their bare fists. The body doubles are really freaking obvious in this scene. How much more blatant could it be? The bad guy turns out is still alive after the fight, and he runs to shoot Steven Seagal in the back. Then you see a shot of Steven Seagal's body double hitting some kind of trigger, which blows up the entire facility. The use of the body double is so transparent. Then in the final scene, and what is the weirdest scene in the movie, they fade to a hotel, some kind of filter over it, almost like a vignette. Then they fade to a shot of a woman getting out of a bath and she has a towel on.
I got something more important than that. Your smuggling day's over, that's for sure. Guess what? Vlad just called, and your uncle can stay.
Thank you, Shane.
Actually, there's one more shot that looks like it's from The Shining, and you hear Steven Seagal say,
All right, sweetheart, let's go celebrate. I got a new home.
doesn't even make sense, and now it's over. That's it. The action in these movies just isn't good. It isn't anything complicated to film. It's shots of someone shooting a gun, and then another shot of someone on the other side of the room shooting a gun, and then you just do that over and over. When I'm watching an action film, I'm not really looking for the greatest kind of plot or story ever told, necessarily. You know, as long as there's some good action, as long as I enjoy, the casting of the lead and certain characters like the villain, I feel like there can be definitely something more to an action film. It just depends on what the filmmakers do with it and what the writers do with it and what those actors do with it. I think that makes a huge difference, and having some kind of original take on the genre or elevating it to make it something a little more unpredictable than like what you'd expect from an action movie. Those are the action movies that stand out to me. Die Hard, that's a great action movie. Nobody recently, I really enjoyed that film. That's one of my favorite films of last year. That kind of everyman character, the casting of Bob Odenkirk, was not someone you necessarily expect to be an action lead. But he does work in the role really well because he's a good actor. And they wrote the character really well, and it goes in line with the themes of that film, Nobody. Like, it matches perfectly. That's what it's about. It's a guy you don't expect to be a badass, but he's actually just hiding, in plain sight as a suburban kind of normal guy. And, like, a lot of the elements of that film work, especially the action scenes. Like, the action scenes with Bob Odenkirk are very well choreographed. Whereas, when you're watching a Steven Seagal film, all you see is not the character that he's playing, but the actor, the terrible actor that you're seeing before you. That's it. You just see Steven Seagal.
dark for me. I heard you calling, I saw your sleepless face and I felt hard. I guess I'm falling for you, girl, I can reach the stars. Oh, the nights when you couldn't sleep, I was there carrying what you're on, shooting at the demons, see your dreams, making them more fun. Yeah, and if you wanna run away from the mess you've done, yeah, I'll be there to save the day. I'll be your rising sun. I was cold, you gave me warmth when no one did. I was lost, you showed me love and how it feels. I heard you calling, I saw your sleepless face and I felt hard. I guess I'm falling for you, girl, I can reach the stars.